All right, let's go ahead and get going here. I'm going to start working on this piece. I got a skull and rose here that I currently sketched up a couple days ago. And this is kind of just a rough idea where I'm going to work with here. I'm going to take this and I did this drawing, the sketch actually in Photoshop. So I went ahead and created that, and that's the piece I'm going to use as a reference. So what I'm going to do here first is go ahead and we're going to go ahead and make this a transparent background here by dimming the image by 50%. Let's do a little bit more. Let's get it down to like 30. I think 30% will be good here. Yeah, that's good. That is good right there. It allows me to see it, but still I can draw over it. So we'll go ahead and lock this. We already have our layer. So our brush, we're gonna go ahead and just use a basic brush. Let's see what we're working with here. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. We're just gonna keep the border and the line, the stroke line should be good. All right, so we got that. So we'll go ahead and change our settings up here. So we want a pressure. Let's do I think maybe 21's too much. Let's do 8, an 8 point up to 8. Now round this. I think I want to do like a 65 and maybe like a -20. See how this is. So we got a nice small line. We can go up there. So now we can kind of get our nice little arcs, little point ends. And then we got a big line. That might be a little too much. Yeah, I feel like me will be a little too much. Let's drop this down to a 5. See how we're working with here. This should be good. Let's see what 3 looks like. Right now I'm just kind of getting the flow of my brush here. I think that would be good there. It's a nice thickness. I feel like the other ones were a little too thick. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get going here and start with the outline. There we go. There we go. I was trying to get that thickness right here and get that small little skinny line in there. There we go. I do not like this line though. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this line. That looks better. I'll go ahead and redo this one as well. Oops. It may take me a couple tries to get the line to my liking. I don't like it. There we go. Go ahead and move this anchor up a little bit. There we go. Now I'm not really worried about these overlaps here because I can go back through and I'll clean it all up. This is kind of a funky angle here. That looks good. Oh, wait. There we go. All right, so this part we're going to do the mouth. So we're going to come in. That looks good. Actually, This line needs to go up here, so let's redo it. There we go. And we'll kind of do the same thing here at the bottom. Go ahead and kind of move this up a little bit because there's going to be like a gap right here for the bridge of the nose, so I want to kind of not try to get these eyes too close. All right. All right, so we got the head there, we got the skull, so let's go ahead and we'll do the teeth in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the rose here. So we're gonna come in here. So this is basically where I want to do here is this is where an overlap's going to be. So we want a thick line there, come into a small light line. Actually, I gotta do a thick, start with a thick line, end with a thick line. So I gotta go from here. And then as I come over here, thicken it back up. And then this line will be so we got another overlap right here. So we'll go thick. Oop. There we go. And then this is right, kind of comes in around. So we want to come small. And then we're going to come back up in here. There we go. And same thing here, thick line to skinny line to thick line. Well, this probably will go right here. Oh, kind of wonky. There we go. And we got this little petal right here. This would just be a thick line. Actually, we want it thick and then a little bit thicker and then thick. There we go. We got a rose. Let's work on the leaves. Come in there. Oop. Thick to small. Actually, we'll just keep this one consistent line. All right, so all we have left is now just the teeth. So let's go ahead and put these in. There we go. Looks like some good teeth there. Oh yeah, we gotta bring this down over here, connect that down to this. This is gonna be an overlap. I think, oh, we gotta bring this in. Should be good. So now I just kind of want to check my lines, make sure they're connecting. And if I have everything, which it looks like I do, I can kind of bring that in down there. There we go. So that's our outline there. And once we clean it up, we'll be pretty good. All right, so now we want to go ahead and clean this up. basically I'm just going to take the line and then just get my erase tool and then just erase it out. And I'll only erase the line that I select. Actually, hold up. We want to do one thing before we start this over. I want to, because as you can see, I'm losing my stroke sizes. So what we want to do, let's go ahead and just see. Let's go ahead and copy this. We'll make another copy just in case. Just in case we screw one up, we have a backup. And I can go back. So we'll go ahead and select this. I'm gonna have to turn these strokes into fills by expanding it. And once I expand it, that will lock it in because now it's just kind of like a shape now. So I won't lose my stroke. Like Illustrator won't try to switch it or change the thickness and stuff in the stroke. So now it's just gonna stay the same. It will not. Now these are no longer lines, they're just fills. So now I'll go through here and then just pretty much clean this up. Oh wait, I grabbed the wrong line. We want this line, there we go. And we can just go ahead and get rid of this whole line right here. Just, we don't need it overlapping like that. We can just get rid of it right here. There we go, and then we'll get rid of it right here. And then also right here. And then that should be good. Then we'll grab this line and then we'll get that down. Alright, so this is one long line, so we gotta erase this. Just give it a quick look over and scan it over, make sure I got all those overlapping lines. I'm not missing anything. I could clean this little edge up right here. Kind of just give it more of a point. You see that there's a little bit there, just right here. So we can go ahead and clean that up. And just kind of give a nice little scan. Looks good so far, so we'll start working our way down. We'll get rid of this line. Now you can kind of see as I get zoomed up in here, you can kind of see where certain things are not overlapping. So we can go ahead and just bring this up. And we got this right here, so we want to kind of get rid of that. Same thing here. So just, there we go. Select this line and then erase this little bump there. That all looks good. And then what I can do here, I can grab this and kind of make it more of a point if I wanted to. There we go. There we go. All right, so now we have our outline complete. So now we can go ahead and start working on, actually, hold up, we need some more, missing, yeah, that's what I forgot the thorns, so we got to do some thorns. I think that's good. Yeah, that'll be good. Sells it. It gives it enough thorns to sell the idea that it's a rose. See, we took too much off of here, but that's all right. We can fix this. We can just zoom in real close here and get these anchors and just bring them up. Easy fix. See how that changed that stroke? We had the wrong one selected either way, but if you don't expand it, your strokes will change as you try to erase them. So to get past that, you change them to shapes, and then you can erase them. This line's kind of thin, but I think I'll be fine. I think we're good now. We got the thorns in. Nice. So next, what we want to do is get our color palette. So good thing here we don't have a lot of colors. We got what? A skull, the vine. Actually, I should put some vine. Actually, hold up. Now that I'm seeing it, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put some thorns on this vine as well. So let's go ahead and get some of those in real quick. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and move that down. We want to, there's a little bit here. Erase that a little bit. And then we'll take that and then we'll move that down. I think we're good. There we go. Yep, looks good now. All right, so let's go ahead and select all this. Go ahead and span appearance because we did do new lines on top of it. So now it's pretty much an object. So now we can work on our color palette. So we got this here. We'll make another layer. So we got the vines, that's one color. The leaves will be the same color. And then we got the rows, that's two colors, three colors. There's basically three colors. So this is a simple one. So we'll start with the green. What I'll do here, I'm gonna go ahead and make a circle. And then let's find a green that we like. I think that green will be good. All right, so now we got our base color. So this will be our base green, and then go ahead and copy that. Now we need like some for the skull, kind of like an off-white. I think that would be good there. Now we need the rose, which will be a red. Actually, no, I don't really like that. That's kind of too green. Let's change that. It looks a little too much green. Let's get a little bit more yellow. That's better. Now we'll go red, kind of like a pinkish red. There you go. So there's our colors. So we'll lock that. Now we'll go back to our outline. And we're going to make this into a live paint. I think that did that. Oh yeah, okay, so now we got that. Now we can color it, so we'll go ahead and color it. Now it's into a live paint. Oops. And now we go color, color, color all the sections of the skull. Now our teeth would technically kind of be the same color, but we'll just lighten it up a little bit. It's pretty much a white. There we go, and then we'll color the rose. And then for the thorns, You could pretty much do the same color. No color inside the eyes. There we go. Now we have a flat drawing ready to go. So next part will be to create the shading, which I believe is the fun part of the whole drawing. So now you can kind of see. So what we'll do next, now that we're done coloring it, I'm gonna copy and paste it. Oops. Let's make a new layer first and then paste it and lock it. Now I always like to duplicate my layers, like the outline, the color, just in case I goof something up and want to go back. I can always go back. Because like once like this one here, I still have the outline as an outline. So I can go back and modify if I need to. Because once I expand into a stroke, from a stroke to an object, I can't modify that stroke anymore. So it's kind of like there's no going back. So I go ahead and just make multiple layers and copy them. That way I can go back if I need to. But so now we'll go here. Let's get rid of these layers. Oops, and we'll bring this layer up. So we'll go ahead, select all that. We're gonna go up here to Object and expand it, because what that's gonna do is gonna get it out of Live Paint. And now we have our groups, which this is gonna be kind of tedious. So now what it does, it breaks all our colors up and then all our outlines. So this part can be a little tedious because what we need to do now is go in here and find all the colors. And they're usually at the bottom. You just get all the colors and you have to select each one individually. Now you could go in and go this way as well. You can change it to direct selection tool and go in there and select it like that as well. That is always an option, but then you can you can see it starts stacking up and it can kind of get lost on what you selected and what you didn't. So I just go through here and make sure I just select it this way, because if it's highlighted on the circle, I know I got it. And then typically we would want this. And that should be all of them. So we're going to go ahead and group that with Control G, group it. And it should put it at the top. Or where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where did it put it? It's in there somewhere. Oh, here it is. So you can see we got some. Missed a couple. This needs to go out. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Now we can kind of see what else we need to select. We just missed a couple pieces. And then we need to bring them into this group. this is, where is it at? Oh, here we go, and then put it there. Where's this one? We're missing that one. Oh, here it is. And we'll get there eventually. Just there we go. There. Now we have this group, which we need to bring out from this. And just stick it there. Now here, you can grab this, bring it under. There we go. Now we have two different groups. We got our color. We forgot to color these. What we'll do here, we'll just go ahead and use the pen tool. We'll just take the pen. This is an easy fix. But yeah, we should have colored those in with everything else. All right, let's see, bring that down. Why can I not bring that in? There we go. Oop. There we go. So now we have our outline. We can take the outline off if we wanted to. Now we just have that, which could just be a drawing in itself. And then we can remove the color. So now what we'll do here, we'll go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and select our color, and we're gonna do our grayscale shading. Grayscale shading. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this, and then we'll just paste it. And then we're gonna go ahead and get rid of or hide and lock one of the colors, and we're gonna just select all this, and we're gonna just change it to a gray, just a base gray. I want to start probably in the 60% as my base, and that's going to be my base gray. And now, just like we did with the color, we'll go back to our color palette, unlock it. Let's lock all these, and then we'll unlock this one, bring that up. So now we're going to go ahead and make our grayscale palette. This is our base, so we'll go ahead and start there, and then we'll go one shade up. Change that, and then we started at 60, so we want to go down, so let's go to 50%, make it darker, and then we'll go down here again, oops, And I'm gonna take this and do a, what was that, 50? So we'll go to 40. Take this one, go up, change it to a 70%, and that'll be our light. So there we go. That's our grayscale. Now, lock that, and then we'll go ahead and start shading this up. And we'll still go just one shade at a time. So we're gonna go ahead and go with this one here. And then I'll use my pencil tool, and then we'll just go in. And then we're gonna start creating our shades. So we're gonna get the outline here. Kind of just work at one section at a time. There we go. And that would be technically that would be the one layer, and then as I go through, I would create multiple layers and do each shade on a layer. And I'll go through here and do it again. So if we lock this layer and then come back through with the darker gray, just kind of do the same thing. Like that. And then that would be the dark. It'd be good to kind of like label these be medium dot gray, or actually gray. And then we'll go change this one to dark dot gray. And then we'll create another layer there. And then we'll name that light dot gray. Actually, that'll be good enough. Nope. And then we'll take this, do the same thing. This will be kind of like the there we go. So that'd be like kind of like the back. That's the back of the skull, kind of being shaded. So I'll go ahead and say something like this. Like my light source would kind of be coming through. Let me just make it through here. We'll just come through here. Kind of like, we'll just have it coming from the back. That'd be my light source reference. All right, so the quickest way to do it would be to go through and let's name this base gray. Base. To do one shade at a time. All right. Now we'll just go through and just draw the lines and then color them later. All right. And we'll just go ahead and color this entire section one shade because it's kind of in the back. It would be darker back here. Kind of same thing with this back section here. So I'm gonna go ahead, color that one shade as well, the medium shade. Same thing back here because it's gonna be kind of tucked away. All right, so we got all that, we got that. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the bottom here. So our light source is coming through here, so this will be all light. So let's go ahead and this will kind of be dark up in here. So we'll just go ahead and kind of do this back here. And then do that. All right, so that's this. Oh, we got to do now the teeth. It's kind of this. And pretty much right now, I'm just kind of thinking where the light would cast off. Kind of would hit this. So same thing here, the light will come in through here, it'll be like right here. So we would kind of just go, kind of just try to mimic that arcing path as much as possible. There we go. So now we can kind of go ahead and work our way up. I'll go ahead and do the same thing here. We'll color that in. Not have to really do too much on these thorns because they're so small and minor. Okay. There we are. Yeah, we just keep going along here. Actually, so this piece here will be a darker piece. We'll go ahead and just color this all one. And kind of go like this, actually. Same thing kind of like with this one, just and then this in here would just be dark. And then kind of get this shade going. Come up through here. And then kind of just come out. Okay. Actually, let's redo that. We'll come in here, kind of make it look like it's folding a little bit. Kind of get these. All right, so, whoops. It looks like it's everything, so we'll go ahead and select all that. And then I drop that, and then there you go. Now we have our medium gray, so now we'll go ahead and lock this one out, go into here, and then we'll do the same thing with our dark gray. And then I'm just gonna go ahead, start from the bottom and go up. And it's pretty much just the same concept, just a smaller, covering a smaller area where you're just staying inside the medium gray. I typically go about halfway, cover about half of it. What we can do, I'm gonna go back here and kind of go back to the yellow. That way we can kind of see as I go through and kind of see where that's going to be. just... There we go. We're getting there. Let's see. Alright, so let's go ahead and kind of get this darker a little bit. Oh, I forgot to do a medium gray there. That's alright, I'll go ahead and go back through that and add that medium gray back in. Actually, I'll just go ahead and just color this one all dark gray. Kind of just go ahead and, whoa, what happened here? Oh, I thought I did this one. Did I not do this one? Thought I did that line. I don't know what happened to it. Color that dark gray. I think that'd be pretty good. I'm not gonna worry about the thorns and getting in there and doing the dark gray because it's so small. I'm not really worried about it. All right, so go ahead and get all that. Same thing. Oops. Zoom out. Let's see. Then we'll color it in with the dark gray. There we go. So pretty much now we have everything. We got our medium gray, dark gray. Now I'm going to go through the light gray and do where the highlight spots where the light would definitely be bouncing off the skull and everything else. So we'll do those, and then we'll have our basically shading with our grayscale. Done. And then we'll go back through and do the shadows and highlights. And then pretty much done after that. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on through. Let's get the light grays in. Make sure I'm selected on my layer. And now, oh yeah, let's do that, and then go back through. All right, so we'll start right here, kind of come up. And try to follow this line as close as I can without overlapping. Going slow, nice and slow. There we go. Oh, I'm forgetting this part right here. Let's go back there and do that. So, Let's actually goofed that one up there, so we'll go ahead and redo that one. There we go. Now with the thorns, I will do the light gray to kind of give some of that high, like the lights bouncing off of them. There we go. Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie. I also forgot that little piece right there. That's all right. We can go back and touch that up. We'll give it the whole piece a look over and see what we're missing and fix what we're missing. I think that is good there. All right, same thing. Grab it all, and then we do that. Boom, there we go. Now we do have this piece. Now we can always go back in here and we could erase it. Clean this up. All right, that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and go back in here. And we need to get this, so we need a medium gray. Let's lock that, go to our medium gray, come back in here. We need a medium gray oops, right here. And then we forgot this piece right here. And then we'll just go ahead and select those two pieces, fill them in, go back to dark gray, unlock. And then same thing, fill that in. And now, that's dark gray, so we're good there. There we go. So now we have, our shading is done. But we're not quite finished yet. So now that we have our shading done, we can now go in and we will do our highlights. So I'm gonna go ahead and make another layer. We'll just name it light. And then this will be white. We'll do that first. We'll do the light. We'll do the highlights first. So we'll just kind of, now this is where it's going to be the edges. So we don't want too much. We don't want to go too crazy with the highlights. I just want the edges. Mainly the edges on the overlaps. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and switch this up to a yellow. Oh, what happened? Let's switch that to a yellow. There we go. Now I'm just kind of trying to hit where I think the light would be more dominant and hit off the object. So kind of coming through here, so we'll go ahead and bounce it off of here. All right. I think we're good there. We already had there. So we'll go ahead and get a couple pieces up in here. Hit this up a little bit. Oops. All right. Okay, that should be good. Let's get a little bit here. I think that would be good. So we'll go grab that. And then we just want to change this. Let's see. We take the. Oh wait, flip it. Oh, we can't flip it. Want this to be white. There we go. So now we have our highlights in there. It's looking really good. Looking really, really good. So let's go ahead now. Create our another layer here. And we want to do shadows. Shadows. All right, and then now this is where we're going to give more of a depth to everything. So we just want to basically everything where the highlights are bounced off. We want to give a shadow, and I just kind of just trace the line. Oops. Yeah, it gets closer in here and try to get this line. Follow this line. Oop, that's all right. Follow this line as much as possible. Oh, I forgot about this piece again. Keep forgetting about that. we go. Here, just kind of make like a triangle little thing here, just kind of fill in the gap. Nothing too crazy. I don't know if I can get that. There we go. Take that in. Oh, we got this piece right there. All right, for the T, now they'll go in here and just kind of just make one swoop, swoop, and swoop, and come back. And then we'll do the same thing, just go up, just make these arc, come out, back in, do an arc. All right, I think that'll be good. So now same thing, we'll select all that, and then this we will make black. That'll be our shadows. Oh wait, I don't know what I was doing here. I don't like this right here. Let's go ahead and just follow what we're doing here. There we go. What's going on up here? Oh, this line. Let's see, let's just do it in sections. Why does that keep going into one piece here? Let this little pieces sticking through. There we go. Alright, now what we can do is grab the shadows. And we want to lower down the, let's see, we want to go down to multiply. We want to lower it down. I'd be like 30%. Bring that into view here. So we want to go ahead and do like a multiply at 30. So that will go ahead and give a nice little shadow look. Alright, so here we gotta fix this. I'm gonna move this out of the way. We gotta fix this. So let's go to our medium gray section here. And then we'll go ahead and color this in to a medium gray. I'm gonna go to our dark gray. Oop. Wait, what just happened here? There we go. And we have it basically completely shaded. So now what we'll do here is now we'll go back to our color. This is right here. Go ahead and name that color. And then we want to bring this all the way up top. Actually, no, we want to bring it right below the shadow. There we go. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, take this. We'll put it right there. Hey, what's going on here? Why is it merging here? Alright, yeah, so we'll go ahead and move that there. And then what we'll do is select it, and then we will come up to, oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is, to our transparency, and then basically just go to multiply. Bam, there we go. Now we have basically all our colors that will are laying right over it. Now we could bring the highlights up above and our shadows as well. If you do the highlights above, you want to change those, you want to bring that down as well. You want to do an overlay. And then there you go. And then we can go see to our shadows. And we can kind of play around with the level you want it at. You can kind of bring the shadows out more. Kind of the same thing with the highlights. You can do that too. You can, do different type of lighting to a hard light. And you can bring it down a little bit. Give it more of a pop with the highlights. Now you can kind of play around with the shadows and the highlights quite a bit on how, like, change um, the filter. You can change the filter on it, change the how much you want it to, see it and stuff like that. And or you can just go ahead, if you wanted to, you can move it all the way down and under the color, and then it hides it more, but you can kind of still see it. You can brightens up that red more. Same thing with the shadow. You bring that down as well. But there we go. So then we can go ahead now and turn off the color. Now we can see the finished product. And the good old signature. And that's that. And that is it. That is now the finished product of the skull in rose. Came out pretty nice. Basically, we just went ahead and kind of used our sketch here that I drew up. That was the idea of what I had. And then with that, we did our outline on top of it. And then once we did our outline, we went ahead and cleaned up the outline. And then we colored it, which then we can either separate our outline with the color. So we got, and then once we did that, we went ahead and created our two different layers here. We got this one would label it outline. So that would be our outline. So if we wanted to, we can get rid of the outline entirely, and that would be the piece right there. With no outline at all. Which kind of has its own little look in itself. Now, one thing I do like doing is going ahead and changing this outline where it's not so black to more like a charcoal black, kind of like right there, instead of being so solid. Kind of blends in with the drawing a little better. But that is that. Cool. We'll go ahead and call it there and finish that up. I'll go ahead and I got another sketch idea as well that's coming up next. I'll be doing that probably tomorrow. I'll go ahead and get another sketch imported into Illustrator here, and we'll kind of do the same thing. That one will probably be a little more complex in the sense that it has more colors, I believe. This one was easy. This is a simpler one because it only had 3 colors. And there wasn't really too much to shade with, so it can get quite complex, but I do have another one that's it probably won't take too long. Probably may take a little longer, but this one right here, it took about 2 hours. But yeah, that'll be next time. But till then, I will